All right. Welcome, everyone, to Habitat Community Triage for October 23rd, 2018. We have a handful of issues today, so let's just go ahead and dive in. All right. Number one. This is from Blake. CLI commands to give better visibility into ring member state. And I talked about this a little bit. I'll let everyone read through it, and then we can talk about it.
Have service members sounds like it could be useful. I'm not sure app service config edit if it's just opening up the file in the Toml file, if that's really adding a lot of
Oh, so I think that would be more useful when you're talking about changing gossip config. So like,
oh, okay. So I see.
and so like some of the configuration editing stuff, I think we already have issues for that. But things like, getting feedback on the members that are present, election states and things like that. We don't really have a nice UX for dealing with that.
Yeah, these both seem like really nice usability improvements to me.
Yeah. All right, so we will stick that in the backlog. That'll be supervisor, new feature. There's probably some subtleties to it. All right. All right. Next up, cockroach binary crashes. Looks like Graham has already like preliminarily triaged this. But we just need to move it into the backlog. That sound good, everyone?
Yes.
Yep.
I can move the video off to the side so I can actually see everything. All right. Using install.sh fails. Wait, it was.
It looks like we were getting a 503 from prod service unavailable, which is why I was failing. I'm pretty sure that's resolved now.
Yeah. Okay. So Salim, would you like to type in the?
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
And then we can close that out. If it comes back, feel free to reopen, I guess. All right. Next up. This is from Scott. So, yeah, we should do this. Actually, we'll just go ahead and take this change off because that's actually a label for PRs that governs how our changelog gets generated. So, all right. Next up, scaffolding rust plan. Right, so Graham did some preliminary triage here. Was there some discussion about maybe backing away from scaffoldings?
That has come up a few times. I don't know if we have seriously talked about it yet.
Okay. Okay. So I guess in the absence of a serious discussion about that, we should probably go ahead and take this, huh?
I think it should go in the backlog for now until we decide to commit or step away from scaffolding. I would probably say this would be a needs help, though. I don't think anyone on the core plans team is going to have the bandwidth to do this.
Help wanted?
Yep.
All right. Anyone have anything else on this one? All right. All right. Hab service status should not require root. Yeah, so this is a little bit tricky. If you have the supervisor, like the cuddle secret set in your environment when you do this, then you can run it without requiring root. It's requiring root because there's a fallback mechanism in place for making the transition from the pre-supervisor 56 release where you didn't have the control gateway, and then after when we did, there's a fallback mechanism that if you didn't have the secret in your environment, it would look locally in hab soup default cuddle secret and use that one, since that would be by definition the secret of the supervisor running on the host that you were on. And in order to read that, you needed to have root permission. So that's why it is behaving like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming at this really from just a user standpoint. If you just do a curl dash install of hab and load a service and do hab service status, you'll immediately get into this from in a clean state. So we definitely regressed in terms of our usability when we introduced the cuddle secret, and I think that's really what I'd like to have solved, so that One is maybe make it easier to, set that up with the curl bash and just kind of smooth out that process if it's a config that just needs to be set for users. And then the second part of it is, when this does happen, our error messages are just, really unfriendly. We need to kind of get better at having actionable things that people see.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit of thinking to figure out what the optimal user experience here is. So yeah, we'll take that in the backlog. That'll take some thinking about, though. But yeah, from a user perspective, that is kind of a downer. All right, core MongoDB contains debug symbols. Right, so I guess Graham is taking a look at this. Has already done some preliminary triage. So we'll just put that in the backlog to formalize that. Anybody else have anything on this? All right. Fixed tests for all HA proxy plans. Right. I don't think there's anything actionable for us besides moving this to the backlog. Scott, do you have any other insight onto this one?
Not without looking at it, no. I suspect some of the sourcing going on, we will want to do a pass through our core plans to make sure we're being consistent in how we use the source command in our plans.
Okay.
I think there's some metadata that builder expects that doesn't always get set if you rely on source providing it.
Okay. All right. Next up, tab feature ignore local not honored tab package build Docker. All right, so this is another one of our special variables not making it through all the way. Yep. We should take this and fix it. I think the main thing is getting the right UX on this and then just ensuring that it's consistently done everywhere. Anyone else have anything on this? Nope. All right. Next up, service update channel persists between services unload and load. I think I know what this is. Yes. I think this is because we're not properly shutting down the updater thread when we unload. So yeah, I know how to fix this. It's not going to be too tough. All right. Thanks for putting an issue in for that, Scott. All right, next up, allow exporting a node's fully qualified domain name. Fully qualified domain name as opposed to just a host name. Okay. I think we can.
Seems a little weird that if the host name isn't working, that we would expect the fully qualified name to work. It seems like we need to fix the underlying issue here.
Yeah, we need to dig a little bit deeper to figure out exactly what's going on there. I'll leave this as is and make a note to come back and do a little more research on what an underlying cause might be. Oh. All right. Ruby scaffolding missing a secret key base production environment. Okay.
It's been a while since I've done Rails, but I'm wondering if this secret key base is something that was added between 5.0 and 5.2, and the scaffolding doesn't know how to deal with that.
Possibly. Should probably accept it.
Yep.
All right, so must be a bug. All right. Okay, Scott, is there anything you want to say on this?
Nope, this was, we had a 1604 package that was needed to be demoted because it was not correct. And so I just, keeping version parity between our Windows and Linux plans was kind of the driver behind this when possible.
Okay.
Yeah, this makes sense. We should definitely do this.
All right. I'll make a note to do a little more digging on this fully qualified domain name issue. And that brings us to the end. All right. That is the end of Triage, everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you back here next week.